You're right. We can think about it later. Hello, guys. What the fuck is happening here? What about you, Battler? If I stay, I'll just get in the way. I'd be nice to go back over there. I see. Will I go back soon? I don't know. It'll be lonely to head back by myself. I'll gather all the kids and we'll head out. Okay. You gotta do that. How's Battler? Won't you be going to sleep that easily tonight, right? Yeah, I'll probably be up talking with my cousins. Sounds like we'll be up all night. There's a problem with that? You see, if you're still awake when the adults' discussions are over, I'll have a little talk as a family. Oh, what? That doesn't sound like you. Apparently Kiwi-san was thinking the same thing. What are you talking about? She asked him in a small voice. It looked like Kiwi-san didn't have a clue what the end meant either. I also wanted to talk to you about Kiwi. He went, I'll tell you later, so don't ask now, please. I don't know why anyone neglects the concept of family as much as this old bastard, but when he says we're gonna have a talk as a family, both Kiwi-san and I couldn't help but get wide-eyed. Don't look so terrified. I'm the one who should be terrified. After all. At this point, he swallowed his words for an instant. Even though putting the airs of importance wasn't much like that. Yeah, they got cooked by Kawas. And you're freaking me out, Dad. Everyone in our family is gathered here, right? Don't make a big deal out of it and spit on it. Tonight, I will probably be killed. What? What the fuck? Fuck! 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 There was a huge crash of thunder. Must have been really close. That expression, brightly illuminated by the lightning, was burned into my eyes. Dad's face, which always looked so sure of itself, and was always wore a taunting expression, was strangely flared in a way I couldn't explain. It was so worn out, he looked like a different person. What? What? What are you talking about? That doesn't sound like you. Giggle. I agree. What happened? You look so timid. All of a sudden. It's not like you. I'm going to fix my makeup too. Don't follow me. Dad turned away weakly. After that, only Kira and I were left, still wide-eyed. What did he say? Didn't he'll be killed? You don't think that mysterious letter scared him, do you? He's been watching too many serial murder movies. I'm gonna say it didn't answer my lighthearted words and continue to stay back at it. I'm just moving back. Ballycoon, when you told Dust Man was seen spill the beans right away when he left without telling us anything? Even though he said something both of us didn't, he didn't answer you. Why? Spin the chessboard around. What do you see? Well, when he said he wanted to talk to, but then couldn't, that's a contradiction. What can you see by looking from Dad's perspective? Giggle. Yes, I can see something. He wants to talk about something. However, he does not have the courage to bring it up. So he actually means to chase after me and ask me about yourself. That's saying don't follow me. He actually means the opposite. He actually means to follow me and force me to answer. Seriously, what a spoiled brat. What? Can you really call that reasoning? That's ridiculous. Good private police doctors can deduce emotions and feelings between men and women. They can't, right? Figuring out someone's feelings of the opposite sex is even more advanced art than exposing the tricks and the difficulties in a crime case. If you ask me, romance novels have much deeper mysteries than the masterpiece mystery novels. I see. So that's how it is. I stand alongside that spoiled brat. He normally loves to bluff, but tonight he's completely tied up from the heated discussion. He probably wants someone to lean on for that moment, and is responding that he needs the role is the role of his partner. Sounds passionate. And I'll leave that old bastard in your hands. Yes, leave it to me. Kodo Takiwi sent the party back. Huh? What? I wanted to say thanks. Thanks to you, me, my gloom mood has cleared up a lot. That's good. Communication is important. Actually, could be found dimly in the hallway. Now that the thunder or the crash really had no effect on her expression, she looked completely worn out. Justice just hadn't taken place in the world that was dying her, repeating himself in Nashi's mind. What the fuck? Nashi's mind. Beatrice had proclaimed that in addition to the gold, all of the inheritance and the property of the Oroshime family would be given to the person who can solve the riddle. In other words, she planned to undermine the absolute guarantee that Cross, as the oldest person, would succeed the family head. Originally, the other siblings had absolutely no choice to inherit the headship. To them, this proposal by Beatrice was extremely desirable, so it's obvious that they would accept it. There was no need to play some clumsy detective game. Now she knew that this so-called 90-person Beatrice couldn't exist. Naturally, Beatrice is nothing more than a fictional character used to pass a message that Kenzo written himself. As proof, Kenzo had remained stubbornly neutral as the letter's authenticity. He was completely ignoring these reckless claims that it should not ignore. That he has given up the head wing. In short, Kenzo had wordlessly admitted that the letter held his message. Most likely one of their servants had given Moria the letter. Kenzo probably worked out a elaborate plan where the dress from the portrait would be prepared, as someone, probably Shion, would be made to wear it and deliver it the umbrella. I already suspected Shion, but there's one big problem with that. She's clumsy. I don't think the witch is all for clumsy people. By doing that, he could make it seem like the witch was in the portrait actually existed. No, if anything, that alone was proof that Kenzo was behind all of this. In that case, it was the same as Kenzo trying to butt in on the other siblings' private discussion. Then Kenzo, by announcing that he would give everything to the person who solved the riddle, could weaken Class's overwhelming advantage. Now it's certain Kenzo had eavesdropped on the siblings' discussion in the parlor earlier than that day. He knew how Class was starved off the attack by the other three. To make the scales of the battle go back in balance, he set the strange leather which befriended Class's rivals. He was trying to push some crazy theories so Rosa, who had a weak position among the students in her age, would join Eva and Rudolph. Then the Then with a 3-1 advantage, they would be able to overwhelm class once again and make their ridiculous theories get accepted by force. And by doing that, he gave them the power to resettle what may have been a nearly decided conflict. Now they started repeatedly pressing class to pay them a large amount of money, using the condition that all their siblings would be guaranteed a position as a successor. They talked about advance payments once being brought up again, despite having been rejected once again. Bro, they're getting on class's shit. Of course, the story about the hidden gold the Yoshime family store wealth was vast. That store of wealth alone was more than enough. Even the hidden gold was buried, however, for along with Kazu's death. There would be more than enough to satisfy. Therefore, even if they weren't that interested in the gold itself, Kinzo had managed to install a lifelong feud. By one chance that someone found the gold, the person would be granted headship. And this kind of Achilles heel would definitely be taken advantage by someone sooner or later. The only person with this fatal weakness was the successor class! The other siblings had found. No, they had been told by Kinzo about something that only class could lose, and they thoroughly had taken advantage of that. Nashi, class's only ally in his painful position as his wife, wants to fight alongside him. She kept trying to explain to him that the existence of the gold itself was a farce and there was no need for him to compromise. Class had always told Nashi. He always told all of his siblings. He always said the hidden gold was nothing more than an illusion created by Kinzo. Thereby, Nashi had believed it as his wife and supported her husband on the foundation. Even so, Nashi's words didn't reach class. Even though Nashi had fought so hard, he had lent all her strength and continued to fight by himself and was trying to compromise with the other 3 siblings. Nashi sadly and weakly wondered why she could not be of use to him and then started getting angry. It had happened where everyone decided to take a short break to cool their heads. Nashi flared up against class. And later she asked why she couldn't be more useful to him. What the fuck is gonna happen? No! Spelunky's harder than Celeste! He had told her that he wanted to talk about something and invited her to a room, and she was normally not allowed to enter. That room had been sealed with a heavy looking padlock, just like looking at her gave her Class! Don't do anything to her! Class! There's no need for you to worry about anything said by those 3, or even the suspected person who calls herself Beatrice. After all, the goal is just the wounds created by father. There's no way something like that could be found. Your position as successor is a solid fact. What are you afraid of? Class removed the padlock on the door, and he modded for Nashi to enter. What? What is this? It was something I wanted you to see. I've never showed you this before. Oh! Now she timidly opened the door with a dubious expression on her face. It was pitch black. She searched for the switch to turn on the lights, but since this was the first time in the room, she didn't know where it was. Class entered behind her, pushing her in, while when he closed the door before turning on the lights, they were too swallowed up by darkness. Only sound of the class locking the door, ranging out through the door of the dark. What are you doing? The lights! I'm turning them on right now. Wait. Just as he said, class pushed the switch, flickering the lights open and lit the room. That is... You should have had her breath taken away. The room had no windows at a glance, and it appeared to be empty. In the middle of the room, a small round table had been set, and the lights brightened only that table as if it were leading a party at a play. The top of the table, what a tablecloth of elaborate design had been set out and covered in dust. And on top of that, something about the size of the gold man's arm had me sit down. There's something taking Nashi's breath away. It's a gold ingot of incredible beauty. Without this, no one would have believed the legend of the gold. It was an ingot of solid gold. Even a faint light and sparkle with a noble and dignified glint. This is not a proper ingot. I don't even know whether or not the cast inside or outside the country. Took a huge level of skill to make the purest of solid gold ingots. And in order to verify the purity, it was a standard to have original foundry and the name of the blank that God guaranteed it imprinted on the gold. However, this gold did not have that kind of seal. This mysterious gold bar had come from an unknown foundry. Look here. There was nothing to be afraid of. It's just a bar of gold. Now she followed Quass's words and timidly approached the ingot. Right there. Quass pointed at the surface of the ingot. Now she concentrated at that section. Right there was the input of the one-winged eagle quest. Now she breathed, was taken away once again. That's right. This is the legendary ingot that father said he had received from the witch, the President Marshall witnessed, and was allowing him to select at random to take back with him. I gained the trust of the fixers in the business world. I had used all the possible means to find it. I had found it before the other siblings could. How could? Then, the legend of Father's Gold is actually exists. The gold that Urashima Kinzo received from Beatrice actually exists. Impossible! So it really does exist? Now she was shocked. Quass had always said that Kinzo's gold was just a fabrication. She had believed it as his life. However, the reality was different. Since he held definite proof, he had been more certain than the other siblings that the legend of the gold was true. Because of this, Quass was deeply frightened by the possibility that someone other than himself would find the gold that he would fail to find, costing him everything. But to Nashi, the truth was more than enough to spill open her heart. She had thought, as Quass's wife, she should be the closest confidant, which is why she selflessly supported him. And yet, he had this black thorn until today. Why? I have been so undeserving of your trust. That was never my intention. There was simply no need to tell you. Is that all that it means? A wife means to you? Calm down. Becoming passionate easily is one of your bad habits. You're the one who's making me like this, aren't you? I've been supporting you as your life since I made it to this family. For your sake, I threw away the family I was born into. I've been offering up my heart and my body to serve you. And in return, this is what I get. How could you? Wes grimaced, looking annoyed. His expression effectively communicated how much he disliked this part of Nashi, even though he didn't say it out loud. Doesn't look like I will be of any use to you anymore. That's fine. I can resolve my trouble with the siblings myself. I don't need your help. That's wrong! This is the Onishima family's problem. It's true that I'm not permitted to wear the family crest on my body, but I'm still your wife. Even so, you're saying I'm not capable of helping you? Are you? I especially wouldn't want to risk getting you involved. It would probably make your headaches worse than they are now. Take the West for today. The siblings will deal with the siblings' problems. It has nothing to do with you. That's all. No determination. No matter how much medicine it took, no matter what sin she bore, it wouldn't heal. In fact, simply wandering alone through the dark corridors of the side of way and listening seemed to be a better cure. It might be Naji, but I was never an Orishime Nashi. I have been despised and treated like a borrowed room and insulting when I couldn't even fill the wall. Even so, I try to properly perform my duties as a wife, and even my husband has rejected me. I've done my best raising my daughter as if it was the last job to me. However, I have no release for my anger, my sadness have all caused me to subconsciously strain the relationship too. I've been excessively strict on Jessica's education. She dislikes me thoroughly. She despises me for having no interest in anything but grades. There was no longer anything I can do for the Orochime family. No, that's not good. Despite all this, I must help my husband and beat back the schemes of the other greedy siblings. The family head won't be around for much longer. Eventually, class will succeed the head, and the next successor will be Jessica. Strictly speaking, the man who enters the family by marrying Jessica will become the next head, but it all comes down to the same thing. I have to make Jessica an excellent successor who everyone will accept as a worthy takeover for the Otoshime family. In the days that come, that greedy Otoshime area will be probably planning some to find the vote to the main family. If all goes well, she plans Jessica will be dragged down from the succession with George ending up in her place. It's regrettable, but George is a man, and even more has matured as a person. Compared to Jessica, who are right of the middle of a rebellious period and whose grades are slightly below average, it can be seen as a glance who's more fit to succeed the head. Now, to secure Jessica's vision, I need to turn her into an excellent person. After doing that, I want to find her an excellent husband, with her the excellent person she had become. A wonderful man who would truly accept Jessica and stay with her throughout all the life joys and sorrow. Was now she trying to entrust her daughter with the fulfilling of some desire of her own? Now she was thoughting back about the days where he had no choice but to marry the Oshime family because of the unendurable fate. She tried to block that from her memory. She was constantly forgetting that she had actively attended a life that was given the Oshime family. After she built up a new life, just now, it felt like all of that was been casually rejected. How should I think as I live my life? I do not know. Now she helplessly rested her head against the glass of the window, the glass which was cold thanks to the white drums beating as it felt somehow refreshing. Even though it should have been emotionless, right now it seemed like the only thing that could be understand Nashi. At that point, even someone that had appeared, Nashi didn't pay any attention to them. But she did pay attention because it was her beloved daughter. It's you, Mom. What the heck were you doing in this place like this? I thought you were a ghost. It's like always her words are rough and not like a girl's. Instinctively would rebuttal the woes to Nashi's throat. However, her strength gave out and didn't escape her lips. Jessica, forgive me, but my headache is awful. Please, leave me be. I see. Jessica was seeing her mother in the position of feebleness for the first time, so she had considerably disconnoted. Until now, she was filled with contempt of her parents, including her mother. But now those feelings had been completely swept away. Her mother was already exhausted, had wiped them all out. In the place of words, George had told her to float back in her mind. All parents are doing their best in their own way. And because their families are counting on them, you can't afford to keep everything pleasant. And I have a heavy responsibility to fight. And my mother was standing around deeply in his hallway because no one tried to understand that part of it. Jessica hated her mother, but she had no intention of speaking kindly to Nashi, just because she was looking a bit foil. But when she'd take to speak kindly to her mother anyway, she would clench her fist and get rid of all the words from the deep in her heart. Sounds like you're really on your hands full with that reading thing. It has nothing to do with you. Please go somewhere else. Is your headache bad? Should I get some medicine? You don't have to trouble yourself. Please leave me alone. Nashi wasn't being cold. She just wanted her daughter to go far away so she wouldn't have to bump against Nashi's short temper. But there was no chance that Jessica would realize this. Okay. Jessica hung her head, looking sad. Seeing that expression, Nashi recognized the kindness Jessica was trying to muster. She gave her head a small shake to drive her away her own unkind feelings. And I'll leave. I'll be with the other cousins. So I don't get away of the adults. See you later. Right there. He called Jessica, who was trying to leave, looked lonely to stop. What? Thank you for being so considerate. It hasn't been good on me to sleep and leave you alone. Don't talk like that. You were putting bad luck. Made me worried, but it's okay now. I will go. If I let my daughter see this feel any longer, it only make her more uneasy. With the thought of her mind, Jessica, now she loved Jessica's word for her gratitude. I don't know. You said Jessica called us her mother's back. Now she stopped and turned around asking what business did Jessica have with her. But Jessica didn't know why she stopped her mother. After a while, she smiled willingly to herself as she hesitated on what to say. She was poking around her pocket, and when her hand touched some, she took it out. Hey, Mom. I was gonna give you a charm today. What? Is that a charm against magic? I'm pretty sure that you're supposed to hang it on your doorknob, I think. I forgot. There's no point in me having it, so I'll let you take it. It was a scorpion charm that Maria had given her at the beach. Although she had heard various effects from Maria, Jessica's mind had gone blank, and she can barely say even that much. Jessica was thinking her mother would probably not accept it and immediately drew back her hand as she stuck out the grasp of charm. When now she came back and take it, she was extremely shocked. What is this? Some kind of prize toy? I think it sounds like that. I guess you wouldn't really like a charm, but it looks like a toy to do anything. But her mother took the charm but she grasped it into her hand. Thank you. Took good care of it. Sometimes, in exchange, why don't I give you a charm that was important to me when I was a child? Not like that. That's why I give it to you. But well, if you really say so. Oh, then I'll rest for a while. My headache is awful. Try not to stay too late. Sure. Now she put the drum on her pocket and flew away. She displayed it to the dog collar. It seems the weather would be like this all day and all. Well, after all, dang. This makes the good weather that we had earlier feel like a lie. Just Jackie and I were killing time in front of public television. That's why Jessica returned. Her face was still blank, but it looked like she calmed down since we last saw her. Is Moria still on the portrait? No. We just came back and she's sleeping over there at the sofa. Getting pretty awake for it after all. Looking at the clock, it said it was a little past 10 p.m. Even if we were planning to stay up all night, it was time to head back to our rooms. Well, my mom did have a room prepared for us in the mansion. What we do. I'd rather head back to the guest house. Going by, well, we'll solve pins. The thing is better we were in the mansion. I agree. It feels like they're telling us kids to mind our own business and stay out of their way. Just be good boys and girls and do that. After talking about this, Aunt Liz came to the parlor. She was looking restless, probably trying to find Maria. Oh, Liz, if you're looking for Maria, she's over there sleeping on the sofa. Thank you. Alright, she's out cold. You must move her to a bed. If you like, I will carry her over to the bed. Things that would be wonderful. Aren't you all heading back to the guest house? Or going to stay in the room that she needs them prepared for you? We were just talking about that. What are you talking about? Guest house. I see. And could I ask to take Maria with you? I would feel much more reassured if she stays with all your cousins. Behind those walls, she seems to be considering someone glad that the adults, including herself, had deeply hurt Maria's feelings. You were too son, listen. And after all, we do have the expert at comforting Moria with us. Are you talking about me? I couldn't do it myself. We need everyone together. That's right. Battler. Was you the one who headed off on Moria when you were messing around earlier? Said Aunt Will's Thank you, everyone. It looks like our meeting will last until very late. So I'm sorry to burden you like this, but I've been counting on you to take care of Moria. Hey, Moria. Are you sound asleep? We're going back to the guest house. Moria muttered something indistinct, rolled over, and fell back asleep. It looked like she was sleeping deeply. She's really out cold. I hate to wake her. Alright, I'll carry her. Moria's body was so much lighter than it looked. I lifted her and put her on George Aki's back. It was raining hard outside, and Aki couldn't hold her ball and carry Moria at the same time. It was like Aunt Rose would come to us as far as the guest house to help out. However, she heard Uncle Glass's voice call out to her, and she had no choice but to return. Oh, that's a problem. I have to go back now. Let's go, Aunt Rosa. Is everyone returning to the guest house? After we left the hall of the entrance, the door to the servant room opened, and Shion-chan stepped out. It was going very dark, so allow me to guide you. That'd be great, Shion-chan. George couldn't gonna carry Moria there. Could you hold an umbrella for him? Yes, certainly. Shion-chan brought umbrellas for each of us, and a flashlight to guide the way. As we opened the front door, the downpour was pretty terrific. It looked like we wouldn't have any spare time to take a pleasant walk and enjoy a nighttime rose garden. Jackie, is she too heavy? Want me to carry her? It's okay. I can at least carry Moria-chan. I'm truly grateful. Please take care of Moria. Sure, you got it. And I guess it would be a good night, Aunt Rosa. And I'll see them over there and return you. Yes, please. Aunt Rosa watched us leave. Moria, I'm sorry for everything. Rosa's words murmured in the void. Didn't reach in person and question on any of the kids, but disbelief belief that sounded vain. I was cutting through the wind and you know we were going real life at the gas house. It's only I was up on position of Moria carrier, then I would have gotten a chance if she on chance used Bob's rubbing all over my arm. That's not why I did it. It's a misunderstanding. I thought as though if I didn't walk like this, Georgetown would get all wet. Come on, Clark, we want to go in. After being urged by Jessica, we folded our umbrellas and went to the guest house. Hasn't anyone got their clothes wet? Can I make some towels? If you want. You don't need to worry about us that much. Thanks, Jen. It's like we were planning to play cards or something. Would you care to join us for a bit? Huh? We got the night shift today. It's scheduled. We had a special schedule in the family conflicts. A few alterations were made, so I'll go and check. Hey, if we go all the way back to America, unfortunately, that's it. I didn't find out there's 7 women in the guest house. Someone gave me a quick ball and went to the guest house with the survey room. The rest of us headed for the cousin and decided to put Moria in bed for the time being. Moria was sleeping very deeply and there's no sign of her eyes opening. Now while she's getting soft tricks out in the room with refrigerator and drank those while we were playing cards or something. Oh. Kun. You're here too, Genji-sama? What's happened with tonight's shift? Why someone has been given order? He made several changes to the shift schedule. Indeed. Guanha's son now has the night shift at the mansion. Shion and Kuon have the night shift in the guest house. Comes once and I were ordered to sleep in the grief house. Just now a phone call came saying your wife also remain here for the rest of the night. Huh? That is certainly a sizable change. The shifts at the gatehouse and the mansion have been completely reversed, haven't they? Originally, Shion-chan and Konan have been assigned to the night shift in the mansion, while the night shift in the guest house, where all the relatives were staying at, have been assigned by Luanda, who had an abundance of experience in entertaining. Kamaza should have been sleeping at the gatehouse, while Genji should have been sleeping in the mansion. However, it seems that class had suddenly ordered that the schedule be modified. The shifts at the guest house and the mansion have been reversed, and Genji is spending the night at the guest house. It's probably because of Beatrice Summer's letter. Why probably? If such a mysterious letter appeared, it was only natural that Kuwasama would suspect one of us. We served directly under the master, so Kuwasama tried his best to keep far from us for the ferry. Genji-sama, Shion, and Kanan were all prominent to wear the Urashime family crest and one-winged eagle, as the servants who served directly under Kenzo. Of course, they were working for the Urashime family and had to obey anyone's orders, but their only boss was Kenzo. Since only Kenzo had the right to employ them, even Cross could not have them dismissed of his own accord. Because of this, Cross and the others often view the servants as Kenzo's underlings and shin them. And in fact, Kenzo let anyone other than into his study. This shot of Chef was probably a clear expression of the mistrust that they had caused. Considering the time Kinzo had left to live, this was definitely be the last family conference before the problem of the inheritance came up. On top of that, the mysterious letter that claimed to be from Beatrice had dropped out of the blue. Quest definitely wanted to keep Kinzo's warrior subjects away from the table of such a delicate and important discussion. If you excuse me, I'll go and rest. If anything happens, call me immediately. Our guest tonight is a special case after all. Yes, certainly, Genji. Genji nodded back and he went back to the screen and took off his jacket and slowly began to waste lots of today's worth of attention. The ones that have just returned now, are they their children? Yes. The other relatives have a conference in the mansion. It looked like they were dragged for quite some time. And we got it easy. It's already this late, and this letter, the rest of us relatives probably spend the night in their rooms at the mansion. It's probably. I'm only saying this because Genji-sama isn't around. But I am a little happy that I was sent to the guest house, I guess. Oh? Why is that? Because he can stay away from Madame and leave someone in those bullies, or do they have another reason? Not as though I have another reason. I see. We must do our best together on our night shift. I'm counting on you, Nissan. Just now I was asked to go to the children's room and play with them. Shion hugged her head apologetically, gazing at Kanon's uncertainty. Kanon didn't meet her eyes and spoke curtainly as he sighed. It looks like he didn't plan on indulging his sister. You can't. You were assigned to the night shift. Besides, which isn't the furniture like us is supposed to respond to an invitation to play. You understand, right? Yes, I do understand. Hyunjin's shoulders dropped slightly. You're not always expecting Kama, a stickler for years, to say something like that, but she still seemed a little discouraged. As Kana flipped through the logbook, he spoke without facing Shion. That means the children will be waiting for you. You have to apologize and tell them the night shift you won't be able to stay with them. Go and come back. Oh yes. I'll go and apologize and come back. Shion hugged. He stood up from his seat before her brother's mood and change. Flew out the service room after giving a quick bow. As he watched her go, Kana took a single deep breath, and Genji's voice came from beyond the screen. I will be here so you can go too. Maybe someone. He was the only one that called. Not as though I wasn't invited. That is only because you weren't there though at the time. If you had been, you would have been invited as well. It's good to play with children from time to time. No, not such a thing as necessary for me. Human children may have a need to play, but we are furniture. Is that so? Nissan is also furniture. Even if you pretend to be a person, it only hurt later. I understand that. I try to not get close to people, and that's all. Angie did not say anything after that. After a while, he stood up and used a pot of hot water to make a powdered cocoa and served some to Conan as well. Is that for real? I had no clue. Dumbass, you're too loud. You wake Moya up. Ballard was so surprised that he yelled obnoxiously and scattered the cards everywhere. His voice caused Moya to turn over once, but she fell back into a deep sleep. Jessica gave him a jab and lowered his voice. Still seriously, now that you mention it, they really did have some kind of atmosphere, didn't they? Now I see. So George couldn't be seen anywhere in the room. A short while ago, Shion-chan came into the room and George suddenly said he forgot something in the mansion and needs to go back and get it. Shion said she'll guide him, just like on the way to the gatehouse. The two of them departed together. Well, there's actually been signs of it for a while now. Questions about hobbies, favorite things. I've always thought it was a bit too much for a passing interest. Look what happened now. Come to think of it, I get the feeling that George Aki has been overly nice to Shion-chan. Now I get it. According to the weather report, it looks like it'll be the worst tonight. It seems as though it'll last all day tomorrow, so it should get a bit better. Really? And maybe the boat won't arrive until the day after tomorrow. I hope it doesn't interfere with your work on Monday. I already knew the typhoon would be coming beforehand. Just in case, I make sure I didn't have any plans for Monday, so it's okay. Might not look it, but I'm the type who can plan ahead of his schedule. George poofed it out of his chest, acting proud. Compared to the common appearance George always had as the oldest cousin, he now looked amusingly like a little kid. Shion chuckled at this abrupt contrast. It's no surprise you've been so well prepared as someone who bring prosperity to his company someday. To make a company prosper is tough. Money isn't the only thing important. I learned that when I studied under my father. Okay. Yep.
Come on. Grandma needs your help.
Yeah. Dang it though, with Shion-chan and George Aki, I think the game lost data. Okay, I made it back. Go to the confidence George always had as the oldest cousin. Uncle looks like an unusual tree. You don't chuckle that there's a blunt contrast. I'm surprised he's so well prepared as someone who's going to win hospitality in this company someday. Making a company possible is a really tough job. It isn't the only thing important. Yeah, this is the part where cut out. I learned that when I studied with my I learned that, well, when I studied under my father, making a company possible is like owning a castle and leading your support units. And that really well is reading about great leaders. During the warrior period of Japan, a hobby that's probably influenced by the fact that he shows the Tomi Hideyoshi name. Much of his philosophy on managing business comes from talking about it. You know? Ekoshin, who was the most feared as the leader's strongest cavalier corps in the warring period, started out with troops in complete disarray and didn't have any kind of strong leadership necessary to utilize them well. Is that true? A little unexpected. Also, like the troops, Shane showed excellent leadership in many ways. When the soldiers succeeded well in the battle, he would immediately honor them with a medal. Normally that kind of thing would be put off after a war, and they were all awarded at once. He continued this diligence while on the field of battle, and immediately showing his appreciation for the troops. Cavalry corps in the warring period. He was also the person who cared most about his troops during that era. And because of that, he was a kind person and all the troops went along with him. The truth was, Shion already heard this story several years ago, but it was a discussion of his father that led to his soul chopper. George would always glow and look like he was having a great time. Shion smiled while interrupting, urging him to continue. Forcing the capitalist goal, Johnny determines both your strength and your height of your fortifications. But you can't just build a castle or succeed in war by yourself. Your things can only be accomplished with a many subordinates. After understanding this, when I look at my father's back, I realize how immature I am. I can clearly see up all together now. Your son should up to the father. Sorry. Not sorry. I am sorry. It's not my fault. I am Shion had no parents. serving experience. The efforts that were keen for food and believers even orphanage or was their service of the machine. This is considered to be the highest honor for those who live in the world. Service in the food and characters on in and loves Shinon. That stuff wasn't happening anymore. Same for Kana. He took down this encore now. So technically it's Sean and Khan. All the members of the Fluid House were altered. At least a few were separated from the parents under special circumstances. If you notice, the orphans have been stuck looking at each other only as one family. That's why it seems so lucky to have him and Kana and God Shion, his sister. And around both Shion and Kana were working at this mansion together. There were several other servants whose on characters and names such as Leon, who often worked in the locations together. And were using administrators of stage condition. They were standing in the credit for 3 years. I can probably say that Shion put in work for 10 years and made the exception. Looking at the server and making me feel like everybody to bed. And Kay wasn't bad. One full time of videos with only more than excellent service came from the food and have the only ones he could rely on. Because of that, Kenzo would sometimes allow them to let the family plus as servants under his direct control, and they have to work close to him. That's true, like we do actually see them. You know, the greatest thing about this is that they don't just talk about it. We saw it happen. We saw the fact that the servants were the only guys who actually entered Kenzo's womb. We haven't seen any family member into Kenzo's room. Oh yeah. Been working here for almost 10 years, right? Must have saved up a lot of money by it. Not like there was anything in particular. After all, a few million yen isn't enough to live off for the rest of your life. The reason you've been working all this time wasn't to hit some targets, though? Yes, that's right. I have nowhere to go outside this mansion. I've been getting along with the lady and the other young servants. The madam does sometimes scold me sometimes, but caring for the roses and cleaning them for the mansion is fun. But that can't be your entire life, Shion-chan. No, Seo-chan. Shion-chan capitalized that one when she put her name, Seo-chan. He understood what George was trying to say. It felt silent. It was something I've learned as I continue to study, even after becoming an adult and a full 100-member society. A human's life is not as monotonous or short as we thought as when we were kids. All school-age kids have certain fears they can't shake. I wonder if they will live the rest of their lives like the sleeping classes after a monotonous or boring school. Spend the time to carefully looking around and anything interesting happens until it's all over. Have a life is only like that for underage students. Compared to a human's life, the time they spend as students is nothing more than a blink of an eye in a period where they burst through the shells of immaturity. Inside the shell, there may be a hot, suffocating, and boring world. But the world beyond has a shell vast and filled with limitless possibilities. So far, your life has been trapped inside a shell called Shinon. I think you're under the mistaken impression that your life will continue like this forever.
idle woods. She was unable to harbor any clear doubts about her lifestyle. Since she never had any hope or goals for changing herself, she basically continued living the way she always had. And that's whether or not the final sign she wouldn't be able to lie. She may have intently averted her eyes from the truth. That was just an administration. She would have continued pretending not to notice as her real life slipped away bit by bit, like it would summer. Is it wrong for me to continue living this way? Yes, it is. Oh, and by the way, didn't you break one of our rules just now? Intermediately gave a strict answer and broke out with a mischievous smile. Not only know what was being childish for, and she hung her head yet and barely embarrassment. She knew probably not to be solemn like the two of us couldn't have paid that far. Don't know when we hold our head we wouldn't. We felt bad because I'm furniture. That's order. Yet, certainly, George Summer. As she hung her head, face red, said George. This time with a sign. Yeah, that's fine, she understood. Her smile as she sailing plates her small active labor. The short exchange alone made it clear how far back the relationship must have stretched. For a long while, the two talked as the wedding was raging. About they didn't even enter their thoughts. Talked about many memories of the relationship, while no one else knew about it. Every once in a while, Flash's wife would attempt to interrupt him, but this way couldn't really interrupt. That's why I have something I want to show you. What could it be? George, who had been speaking incredibly, suddenly started studying. Watching him, Xianchan, to guess something. George timidly searched through his pocket. Something got caught in a depth in his pocket, and just like the studying George, it took a while to get out. It was a very small box. A small box covered in deep blue velvet. A particular strain was enough to tell anyone what was residing inside. Jean had prepared her heart's lot beforehand. This was what he was planning. What is this music? And even so, when she actually saw it, she couldn't avoid blushing. George opened the small box and took something out and held it out for Sheila to take. I want you to take this. I think it says so valuable. Yeah, take it. Unworthy of such a thing. Theon, this isn't a request. This is an order. Take this wing. Oh, okay? Yes. It's an order. You can't disobey. Yeah, that's right. Well done. You are not one to show the red light. Him still staring at the lamp. That one wasn't a simple accessory. It was a noble object. Didn't Adrian found often to special women under special circumstances. About George. While George was in order her to take it, he can't order him to do anything wrong. Assume safety. I'm not ordering you. So, I want you to give my
Do you understand? Oh shit. This isn't something to put on the finger. If you like it, you could just put it away on the finger you choose. Is George gonna marry this girl? Is this a marriage proposal, Shion? I only pretended to not know. Nobody understood what he wanted her to do. But she was standing in the huge crossroads of her life. Look how late it's gotten. Let's call it a day. George turned away from Shion, acting a bit, just a bit blunt. I could probably order you to worry and you left me. Don't be timid and dependent on me to actually obey them. But I want this last step be done by your own worship is soon. Understand? Yes. So there's my word. I want you to think about it well tonight and show me your answer tomorrow. You're another bad. Today was a combination of movies spent together. It's the moment that is certainly not going to surprise Toshimura. We should be getting back to the guest house soon. If we take any longer, we'll make any room while you're worried about this. I'm sorry. I just want something to do in the mansion, so I have to go back to the mansion. At a time like this, is that true? George stared to Shion's face as he laughed mischievously. He definitely saw through Shion's lie. However, when he saw how she felt, it's sort of hard to say why she could be so embarrassed that she would want to be alone. Because George realized the meaning behind Shion's lie, he accepted it. Damn, W. Oh no. This is hella scary, dude. Each time it shatters and then time goes. Young entered the airchurch hotel in the mansion with a tidally cat. A mixture of exploration and uncertainty gave her a feeling that she can't easily describe. It easily swelled up in her chest until it feels like she was about to burst. After stopping for a second in front of the servant room and took a deep breath and calmed her out, she opened the door. Besides Lanha, who was been ordered to take the midnight shift in the mansion tonight, was absorbed by a worn-out crossword puzzling magazine. He looked out for an instant to see only one of the family had came. But he realized that it was a fellow, so he returned to his brother like nothing happened. Maybe someone told me to come and help you. Oh, is that so? It's a little relief. I was just about to go and check the mansion before we walked up. I felt uneasy about leaving the room unmaintained. After all, plus someone the others meeting looks at. But so it will continue for quite some time. I may have requested tea at any moment. That's true. And what shall we do? Should I watch over? In that case, forgive me, Shion-chan, but I asked you patrol the mansion. I'll stay here awaiting family orders. Yes. Slightly disgusted. Even though she had come here to help out of the favor, she was kind of casually being forced to do a job of the person actually on duty. So after that one side of forcing her task on her, Melinda will turn to her bag and say, Janet gave her rest with a crossword. Feeling bothered by getting up until I was signed respectful elder and left the room to the try the mansion. Instead of being a bit too captured, managed to suppress the fully feeling she had just to tell her just now. Anyway, she couldn't let Yuji across see her looking on her. When I lived time myself was a lot of time. Maybe going on patrol wasn't so bad. She began to hear the tumultuous voices of the family discussing for the dining hall. Someone was speaking in great lengths, only to be interrupted by someone else. This second person was also beginning speaking very long and drawn out very fashion until yet another person interrupted. That kept on repeating. It was though the displeasure was seeping out into their voices. She had to be told to go into the guest house, so it would be bad if Quas discovered her. And she dashed past the dining hall. And she, along with a prearranged route through the dark mansion, was checking if all the locks were secure. She walked down the hall, checking each window. There were no humans on the wreckage or the doors to connect them to the family, so locking them up didn't really serve that much of a purpose. No one has been in the habit of locking out the Otoshima family. Not at least not she had scolded them for being careless. The metal pictures of the witches were ice cold as she checked them one at one. The glow in her heart had seemed to calm down. At the time, she thought she saw someone blinking across the hall. Look at that kid. Oh. Twinkling. How can anyone be twinkling through the darkness of the hall? She figured it must be imagining, but she still held her breath. Gasping occurred, she fearfully gasped down the hall. However, on the other, then the occasional creak of thunder brightening the hallway, she was unable to gasp any flicker again. It must have been her imagination after all. Maybe her heart was so agitated that she had seen something that didn't even exist. Shion was on the back checking the windows. However, a clear unnerving memory was resurrected back in her mind. It was a ghost story that had been passed down amongst the servants who had served the Otoshima head family. The mansion had two different masters, one of day and one of night. Beatrice, the master of the night, would sometimes fly around in the mansion in the form of sparkling butterflies. That was the story. Come to think of it, didn't Kanagumi say he had seen it with his own eyes? I thought he was sulking like he imagined it and refused to believe him. Could that possibly be true? The War of Thunder gave no answer. Come on, I'm brave. I'm brave. Why are we seeing all the characters? No! Why are we seeing all the characters? I'm not scared. God damn. The second day, October 5th, 1986. Indy tied his bow tie and looked outside through the creak of the clues. Maybe the wind had died down a tiny bit since the previous night, but the thick rain clouds didn't seem like they would be letting any chance of the morning sun get by. The morning was dim and far from refreshing. It seems like it will be the last all day after all. Sorry for keeping you waiting, Daniel son. Finished checking up on his parents and was excited to the washing room. In the no schedule, it was rare for anyone to suffer, going straight from the midnight shift to an early morning shift. They were on a special schedule with 2 days of the family conference. However, unless the typhoon passed today, the relatives stayed on this island and would last until tomorrow. Colin thought it was the best to prepare us for a schedule to the last an extra day. Two of them left the gas light open their own umbrellas. Four of them had been devastated by the wind and the rain of the previous night. Even though they had spent several days making it beautiful to walk on this, one stormy night was enough to ruin it. Connor sighed. The two headed for the mansion. They were supposed to meet up with Wanda and prepare breakfast. Kendall was such a perfectionist that he probably already woken up and was preparing breakfast as an exquisite and elegant glass. He was just overcome by the chocolate badger. The umbrellas. He took several feet from his pocket and unlocked the front door. You know, she and her family life was the only thing in the breakfast room, so in the past it hadn't been a habit of locking up. However, now she was ordered to be in the mansion to be locked up from midnight to early morning. Ever since the unlocking of the door in the early morning, he has been a part of the servant's morning shift. His task has been given to Genji and Kana, so that Blue Howard can do her red breakfast as soon as he woke up. Since one is following the mansion, and the question that the mansion itself is still asleep. Well then, let us begin the morning chores. Yes, Sue. The curtain is put on him again, opening curtains through the mansion. Throughout the mansion. If the curtain stayed closed, the mansion would be enveloped in a faint darkness. soul was trapped in the previous night. Following the well-host procedure, Connor went along the mansion opening, cause right after the window would not be using it several once. Even this horrible wet, strong aquarium curtains made it feel just a bit like a dream. While doing that, he passed in front of the kitchen. Even though he hadn't smelled anything yet, his stomach started aching for some of Granda's boy's cooking. One morning, we tried to greet Wanda, who should have been getting breakfast, but Glenda was nowhere to be seen. The kitchen was dark and wet, and not only were the curtains not opening, but the fan wasn't even running. It was still cold, without any chance of the fire being lit, so of course there was no sign of the breakfast being made either. No! What the fuck happened? I thought it would have been excusable. Perhaps when they're oversleep. So even servants are only human. They sometimes sleep and show up late. In the worst case that such a thing happens, it's part of the server's culture to hide the unsightly scene before anyone notices and smoothly cover it up. Make sure the family hadn't even realized anything had gone wrong. Anna took the receiver of the phone that had been fitting in the wall and dialed a number distinction for the servant in the servant sleeping room. He couldn't hear that characteristic sound of the dial tone. Anna tried picking up the receiver again, but so he couldn't hear the usual dial tone. He tried dialing again, but there was no apparent effect. Could the lightning from our last time damage some of the machine and broke the extension line? The equipment in this mansion was all worn out. Connor had fully understood that even the smallest things could have caused it to break down. He gave her a trying to wake Brenda with the phone and dashed over to the servant's sleeping room. How long has it been since I stopped sleeping and started lazily staring up at the ceiling? That vague sense of awakening was a part of Nash's usual snoring. She always slept lightly, and she couldn't sleep at all without medicine. To Nash, sleeping was definitely not a happy thing. When she looked outside, he saw that it was still pouring. He hadn't sensed a tiny amount of light. He might have mistaken that it was still a previous night. She herself was on the whole, so she mustn't wake up later than her guest. Urging him so hard, she wakes the body which was still not completely rubbed up from yesterday's brightliness. No one could torment her as long as she remained inside his room, and her headache wouldn't get any worse here. This room was the only place she could find peace, so when she left, they went returning to the wall where her husband and the siblings tried to stab each other in the back. In that case, it wouldn't be better to stay locked up in this room forever? That ridiculously brought a bit of smile to Nash's face. She was starting to sound like Kenzo. As thought, she often complained about Kenzo locking up his room and refusing to attend to everyone else. In truth, she was longing to do the same. Now she gave her head a smaller shake, and her fantasy was replaced by a reawakening of her usual headache. When she reached the door, trying to leave the room, her hand touched the scorpion charm that had been previously hung up before going to sleep that previous night. It was Maria's charm that now she had received from Jessica. Didn't Jessica say something about having the power to repel magic and telling her to hang it on her door? Maria's thinks that charm that at least this room has been protected from the balance of her husband's siblings. As she thought, as her mood begins to get more. I have Jessica to thank for a little bit of peaceful sleep I managed to receive. And now she went out. It's
right. Last night I probably just got give her the charm in my own exchange for this one, didn't I? Now she opened the drawer and on the dresser and took out an antique quick accessory case that she had treasured when she was a child. Inside there were many small objects that she had thought were valuable at the time. From amongst those, he pulled out a red porch. Inside was a small rounded mirror about 10 centimeters across. It looked quite old, but the design on the back of the mirror was very ordinary. It felt as though something with historical value. At the very least, it seemed more authentic than the other charm, which had looked like a plastic scorpion keychain. She had heard that this was a spiritual mirror for warding off evil spirits, and it had been given specifically by her grandmother when her grandfather's mementos had been distributed. It was believed since a long time that a strange power resided in this mirror. Perhaps the people thought it can reflect calamity and balance the same way it reflected light. Now she returned to the mirror, to its pouch. It was probably to be a fitting object handed over to Jessica. As she was placing it in her pocket, the sound of someone knocking at the door suddenly echoed through the room. Yes? Good morning, madam. There's Genji. My apologies for waking you so early.
I'm coming now. What is it? No something had ever come to this early in the morning. No one hadn't woken her up in person. Perhaps some bad had happened. Maybe some fatal outline had been made a while. Preparing breakfast, something that would shame the household in front of their guests. Now she took a deep breath in anticipation for whatever trouble she was about to hear of. When she opened the door, Genji Sama once again gave a good morning greeting while bowed deeply. Now she tentatively responded, "Good morning. Did something happen? My apologies. It would seem that the telephones had broken down due to the lighting last night. The extension on the telephone isn't working. So please forgive me coming to see you directly. The extension on the telephone isn't working. That will be troublesome. Will it be possible to fix it? I am afraid we don't know the location of the damage. Later on, I would like to call an expert and have him repair it. Does that mean we'd be unable to have it repaired until after the typhoon passes? Did it remain broken down for the duration of our guest's stay? Will it hamper our efforts to care for our guests? What we will do is we can ensure that there were no problems. Very well. I'm counting on you to make sure that we have no blunders." Now she let out a small sigh of relief. She had been preparing for the worst, but the damage to the telephone wasn't the kind of trouble she was worried about. Then again, this would probably be enough to spark sarcasm from Ava. Now she gave her a light shake.
Are the preparations of the breakfast proceeding well? As we thought, we haven't been able to find Gohan though. The arrangements for breakfast have yet to be carried out. What did you say? Now she was indignant.
They heard a bunch of big problems in the phone was not working. And despite the picture and the information on the part had been postponed, why did everything here go most of the time and it sound like this when the relatives were visiting? Now she put her head on her forehead and shook her head. Well, I suppose he slipped in. And anyway, let's just cheer that someone hurries up and prevents the perfect. I don't care who.
No! I'm saving. Save the game. Yep.
Okay, hello guys. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye!